Okay, folks, I've been doing weather forecasting for years, and what I'm about to show you is honestly keeping me up at night. We've got a perfect storm scenario brewing, and I mean literally perfect, where three nightmare ingredients are colliding at exactly the wrong time in exactly the wrong place. A 1,054 millibar Arctic monster diving south, Gulf moisture streaming north, and a stationary front that's basically saying, I'm not moving for anyone. The result? Over 50 major cities are about to get hammered with either crippling ice, historic snow, or both. And we're talking about impacts that could last a full week. Look, I need you to drop your city in the comments right now because this forecast just shifted 150 miles north overnight, and that completely changes who's in the danger zone. Here's the thing. Computer models are rarely this locked in agreement 72 hours out. But the European, GFS, and Canadian models are all showing the same devastating setup. So let me walk you through exactly what's coming, when it hits your area, and most importantly, what you need to do today, not tomorrow, not Friday, today. First things first, the engine driving this entire event is this absolutely insane high-pressure system parked over Canada, pushing a 1,054 millibar reading. For context, normal high pressure is around 1,013 millibars. So we're talking about something that's off the charts strong. Literally bulldozing Arctic air straight into the southern United States. Now here's where it gets complicated. We've got shallow cold air hugging the surface from Texas all the way through the Carolinas, but there's warm Gulf air setting right on top of it. That warm over cold setup is the textbook recipe for freezing rain. And when I say freezing rain, I'm talking about ice accumulation that could literally shut down entire cities for days. Meanwhile, where that cold air is deep enough and the warm layer doesn't penetrate, we're looking at absolutely massive snowfall totals, like potentially record-breaking in some spots. All right, let's break down the timeline because timing is absolutely everything with this storm, and you need to know exactly when conditions deteriorate in your neighborhood. Friday morning, around 6 to 8 a.m., we kick things off with freezing rain and snow moving into the Texas Panhandle and southwest Kansas. That's your warning shot right there. By Friday lunchtime, that wintry mess expands eastward toward Oklahoma City and Tulsa. And school districts are already talking about calling it early Friday afternoon. Now here's the wild part about Dallas. You're literally sitting on the edge of a knife between cold rain and catastrophic ice accumulation Friday afternoon. I'm talking 1 degree difference in temperature determines whether you drive home normally or whether you're stranded on I-35 for hours. So don't gamble with this one. Pro tip for everyone. Don't wait until you see freezing rain in the forecast to bail on your plans, because light freezing drizzle can start hours before the models pick it up. Friday evening around 7 p.m. is when this thing absolutely explodes. Heavy freezing rain, sleet, and snow all coming down simultaneously across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and West Texas. We're talking about the kind of ice accumulation that snaps tree branches like toothpicks and brings down power lines across entire neighborhoods. By Friday night into Saturday morning, heavy snow is absolutely cranking across southwest Missouri near Joplin and Springfield. We're talking 6 to 10 inches piling up fast. Saturday, and listen to me carefully here, Saturday is when the most people get impacted. Period. End of story. No matter where you live in the eastern half of the country. If you normally don't care about weather forecasts, trust me, you're going to care on Saturday because this storm is coming for everybody. Oklahoma City and Tulsa, you're getting slammed with several inches of snow first, then it transitions to significant ice that makes every road in the metro basically a skating rink. Wichita and Kansas City are both looking at 8 to 12 inches of heavy snow, though Kansas City's sitting right on that boundary where a slight shift south means ice instead. Little Rock could see 6 to 12 inches of snow before changing over to freezing rain. This has all the hallmarks of being one of your worst ice storms in recent memory. Memphis is positioned dead center in the ice bullseye, with accumulations that could easily knock out power across the entire metro area for multiple days. Nashville just dodged a major bullet because that northward shift means you went from expecting devastating ice to now looking at potentially 8 to 12 inches of snow instead. Birmingham and Huntsville in northern Alabama, you're still right in the ice threat zone, and power outages are absolutely a major concern for the weekend. Atlanta's got that classic cold air damming setup happening with ice likely on the north and west sides. This could genuinely shut down the entire metro for days. Now here's where things get absolutely wild. The Carolinas just jumped into the potential historic snowfall category thanks to that overnight model shift. Charlotte is now looking at 8 to 14 inches of snow starting Saturday afternoon around 1 to 3 p.m., and continuing heavy straight through Sunday morning. Raleigh and the Research Triangle could see 10 to 15 inches with snow beginning Saturday afternoon. This would absolutely paralyze the entire region for multiple days. Greensboro and Winston-Salem are in the same boat with heavy snow looking increasingly likely, though there's still some ice potential on the western edge. Asheville and western North Carolina, you guys just went through hell with Hurricane Helene, and now you're facing another major event with serious ice accumulation possible. Columbia and Greenville-Spartanburg in South Carolina could see quarter to half inch of ice. Local weather service offices are already warning about extended power outages. Richmond, Virginia is positioned for 8 to 12 inches of snow beginning Saturday evening around 6 to 8 p.m., with the heaviest snow overnight into Sunday. And check this out. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore completely flipped from expecting a messy mix to now looking at 6 to 10 inches of legitimate snow. Philadelphia could be staring down 8 to 14 inches starting late Saturday night around 10 p.m. to midnight, with heavy snow hammering you through Sunday. New York City went from thinking you'd dodge this thing with mostly rain to now facing the very real possibility of 6 to 12 inches arriving Sunday morning. Boston and New England, you're on that northern fringe where small track changes make huge differences. Precipitation arrives Sunday afternoon to evening. Louisville and Cincinnati in the Ohio Valley could absolutely get crushed with 12 to 20 inches thanks to that northward shift. Some isolated spots might even touch 24 inches. Pittsburgh and western Pennsylvania are looking at 8 to 15 inches of snow as this slow-moving beast just parks itself and dumps on you for hours. Okay, now let's talk about the ice situation, because this is genuinely what's keeping forecasters up at night. We're talking potentially catastrophic and historic accumulations. The Weather Prediction Center is explicitly warning about ice accumulation exceeding 1 inch in spots from Dallas through Arkansas into Tennessee and the Carolinas. Let me explain why we're having such massive problems with ice. We've got this shallow layer of cold air trapped at the surface with warm Gulf air riding right over the top. Rain falls through that warm layer aloft, then hits the shallow cold layer near the ground and doesn't have enough time to freeze before it lands. That's what creates the ice. The ice bullseye runs along I-35 near Dallas-Fort Worth, extending northeast along I-30 and I-40 into Memphis and Nashville, with over half-inch accumulation possible. Virginia and North Carolina are facing destructive ice from cold air damming. When that warm air rides over the trapped cold wedge against the mountains, you get ice instead of snow. 1 inch of ice accumulation could knock out power for 5 to 7 days in some locations. We're talking about infrastructure damage and widespread tree collapse. Now, here's what happens after the storm clears out. The Arctic blast that follows is going to be absolutely brutal, with some of the coldest air in over a decade. We're looking at wind chills dropping to 30 to 40 degrees below zero across the northern plains and upper Midwest. These are genuinely life-threatening conditions, no exaggeration. Exploding trees are actually a real possibility when temps hit 20 to 30 below. The sap inside freezes solid, expands, and literally splits the tree open with sounds like gunshots. Even Kentucky, Tennessee, and northern Alabama will see wind chills in the single digits or below zero for an extended stretch starting Sunday. By Sunday morning, Dallas could see actual temperatures near 10 degrees, while Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Little Rock dropped to 10 below zero Monday morning. The cold pattern is locked and loaded straight through early February. There's already another signal showing for another major snowstorm right behind this one. This combination of extreme cold following a major ice storm creates a genuinely dangerous situation where power outages become life-threatening way faster than normal. All right, here's what you absolutely need to do right now. You've got roughly 48 hours before this thing really gets rolling. So let's talk critical preparations. Number 1, stock up on essentials today, not Friday when everybody panics. You need minimum 1 week's worth of non-perishable food, water, batteries, and medications. Number 2, prepare for extended power outages by getting portable phone chargers fully charged, testing your generator now, and making sure you've got fuel stored safely. Number 3, protect your pipes by knowing where your water shutoff valve is, letting faucets drip during the coldest periods, and opening cabinet doors for warm air circulation. Number 4, charge all your devices, fill your car with gas, and if you've got an EV, get it fully charged, because charging stations could lose power for days. Number 5, bring pets inside. Check on elderly neighbors, and anyone depending on electric medical equipment needs a solid backup plan immediately. Avoid travel Friday evening through Sunday if you can possibly help it. Conditions are going to range from hazardous to absolutely impossible across most of the impacted area. If you absolutely must travel, pack an emergency kit with supplies for an extended roadside stay. Blankets, food, water, phone charger, the whole 9 yards. Let me tackle the top questions I'm already getting. Could this track shift back south? Absolutely yes. Models have been waffling, and another adjustment is definitely possible. How confident am I in these snow totals? Very confident the I-95 corridor sees significant snow, but whether Philly gets 8 inches or 14 is honestly still anybody's guess. The European model has been rock solid, showing snow from Texas through Tennessee and Kentucky with impressive totals across the board. The GFS is showing that snow shield about 100 to 200 miles further south. This is exactly why those exact numbers will keep changing over the next 24 hours. The driving force behind this entire historic event is that crazy strong, high-pressure system coming out of Canada. It's literally airdropping the North Pole onto us. This high is acting like a bulldozer, shoving cold air over the Gulf. And that cold has serious staying power. Could be several days before areas climb back above freezing. Sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts hitting 40 to 50 miles per hour will create blowing and drifting snow that reduces visibility to basically zero in heavy bands. Snow rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour combined with those winds means legitimate whiteout conditions across large areas Saturday into Sunday. Bottom line, this is a serious high-impact winter storm affecting millions of people from Texas straight through New England starting in less than 72 hours. The forecast is still evolving, so keep checking back, but prepare now while you've got time, because Friday afternoon when everyone rushes, the stores will be absolute chaos. Have a solid plan for extended power outages in extreme cold, especially if you're in that ice threat zone running from Texas through Arkansas, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. Drop your city in the comments so I know where everyone's watching from, and seriously, ask me anything about your specific area. I'll do my best to answer. If this breakdown helped you out, smash that like button and hit subscribe with notifications on so you catch every single update over the next few days. I'll be posting multiple updates as fresh model runs come in, and we're planning to go live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tracking this monster in real time. Stay safe out there, get those preparations locked down now, and we'll see you in the next update as we keep tracking what could be the strongest winter storm in over a decade. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.